Hello, everyone. Today, we will be discussing workspaces that move people. A growing trend in society today is work from home and telecommuting jobs. But does this conflict with the face-to-face interactions with our coworkers and the positive outcomes of these encounters? Today, we will discuss a few things. First, if creating more open spaces and chance encounters improve work product. Second, the shift to more work from home jobs and its effect on face-to-face encounters. Third, the use of badges to collect data about employee encounters. And fourth and last, some examples of companies that use the open space concepts that we have discussed today.
I will be discussing how creating more open space and collision encounter helps improve productivity. The article that we read gave several studies that were done that showed creating open space and allowing employees to have this collision moment helps with creativity and overall performance. The so-called collision is a moment when employees from different departments meet up to discuss more creative ideas. These moments were purposely created to allow for idea sharing. Examples of those research conducted include the following. Desmite conducted a survey in 2011. This survey was done on more than 1,500 co-workers in 52 countries, and it showed that 75% reported an increase in productivity since joining the space created by the company. There's also an Allen curve, which will be discussed in detail by one of my colleagues. But briefly, the Allen curve showed that we are more likely to communicate with someone 6 feet away from us than with someone 60 feet away. More companies in Silicon Valley are also adopting the idea of creating workspace that will make co-workers engage in more interaction. They are doing this because they have seen the positive result from companies that have adopted the open space and allow employees to have this so-called collision moment. My colleague will give specific examples of companies that have adopted this concept.
Hi, let's now shift to looking at how work from home opportunities are increasing, but how this can negatively impact your work product. 63% of U.S. employers are offering some sort of flex option. In 2019, we are going to see a global shift towards more remote friendly workplaces. Some of the challenges that people are seeing as they're beginning to work from home more often is that they're getting lonely. 21% of workers stated that loneliness was their major job satisfaction when they worked remotely. When Gallup interviewed these individuals, it was identified that when workers go into the office around once per week, they are happier due to you have a higher rate of engagement with your team, you have a work best friend who you confide in, and you're able to identify opportunities to learn and grow. It is also studied that when you have chance encounters and interactions with your coworkers, you're likely to improve your performance. Just going to the coffee bar and asking a coworker how their project is going and what key findings they're able to identify, you can also use those for your work, which will also improve your performance. In 1977, there was a study that identified the Allen curve, which basically states the closer you sit to your coworker, the more often you're going to communicate. Well, now, with you have so much technology where you can get instant communication and not be so close to someone, like through text messaging or email, you would think being physically close to the person would not be as impactful. However, a study by Ben Weber said that that's not true. He did a research project with engineers who shared a physical office and realized that they were 20% more likely to stay in touch through email than those who worked elsewhere. If they needed to collaborate quickly, they were 4 times as likely to email each other, and it led to a 32% faster project completion time. Here's a brief picture of the Allen curve. Basically, the main point is when you're out of sight, you're out of mind. Getting back into that office, even one day a week, will help improve your performance.
Next, we're going to discuss badges. Many companies have recently began using badges that employees must wear that collect many different categories of employee data. Think of a health tracker such as a Fitbit or an iWatch, but for your job. These badges not only track the employee's movements to see where they spend their time at work, but also track social interactions with other coworkers. This includes tracking what coworkers are mingling together, how long they are talking or not talking, and what tone of voice they are using while they are socializing. The ones discussed today don't actually record what you are saying, if that's what you may be thinking. Badges such as these give companies such as Telenor, a telecommunications company based in Norway, reliable data as to whether social interactions with employees coincide with a rise in employee productivity. According to research by Alex Sandy Pentland, there are three key elements of successful communication. These are exploration, which is interacting with people in many other social groups, engagement, which is interacting with people within your social group in reasonably equal doses, and energy, which is interacting with more people overall. Through the data collected by using sociometric badges at different companies, Pentland found that exploration and engagement do not necessarily coexist because these two elements rely on energy, the third element. The more energy that is put towards one of these will coincidentally be taken from the other. As my colleague will discuss in the next slide, a pharmaceutical company wanted its headquarters to not only be seen as a piece of real estate, but instead as a communication tool. To do this, they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to renovate their space, where more people had to make use of a single coffee machine. This created more employee interactions and caused an uptick in productivity to the tune of $200 million, which pales in comparison to the amount invested in renovating the space. This proves that more employee collisions equal positive outcomes.
Next, we are going to provide some examples of companies using the open space concept. Telenor incorporated the hot desking, which means no assigned seats and spaces could easily be reconfigured for different tasks and involving teams. This resulted in improved communication, accelerated decision-making, and an attacking mindset. Telenor's open, public, and flexible spaces values exploration more than engagement. It implores employees to meet in the open where they can bump into unexpected people and being able to collide with other groups. It allowed them to claim space and shape them for brainstorming sessions. Pharmaceuticals company expanded their social space. They had one coffee machine for every 6 employees, and the same people use the same machines every day. The same group of people talk to each other. The company invested in taking out the coffee stations and building fewer, bigger coffee machines, just one for every 120 employees. They also replaced their small cafeteria and created a larger cafeteria. This resulted in sales increase by 20%. This concluded that creating bigger social space equals to greater results. AT&T created Foundry, which uses co-working space. Co-working is a use of an office or other working environment by people who are self-employed or working for different employers, typically to share equipment, ideas, and knowledge. This resulted in Foundry being able to bring new projects to the market faster. Continuing on examples of companies using the open space concept, Urban Outfitters uses an equal and flat workstation plan. Their goal was to minimize private offices and create opportunities for planned and spontaneous interaction. This resulted in increase in employee morale and wellness. There was an overall decrease in sick time taking place. Furthermore, employee turnover dropped by 11%. Urban Outfitters' office design improved quality of work life for employees. Last, Pixar expansive open areas in individual offices. Pixar tried the open cubicle-based plan and resulted in difficulty in getting work done. They opted for the individual's offices combined with large areas without desk or work areas instead. In addition, Pixar has a huge non-work atrium that everyone uses, such as employee mailboxes, food spa, a fitness center, and so forth. This common area makes certain that people from different groups run into each other on a regular basis, resulting in conversations and interactions.
In conclusion, the workspace that employees are working in does matter. Employee interactions are vital for productivity, and without these encounters, a lot of opportunities can be missed.